Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. Today is Wednesday, so that's exciting. I'm not sure why the Q&A is not working. It says YouTube refused to connect. Wonderful. I've been on the computer all day, so I am wearing my blue blocker lenses. Just a little tip, if you guys do work from home, they are wonderful. And also you can put your screens on a night shift mode. So my screen is not bright white because that is very tiring for the brain and for the body, and just it's a lot. So I found this very helpful. We'll get started in the next 5 minutes. I'm going to see if I can troubleshoot this YouTube issue. I don't want to mess with it too much because I don't want to stop this live and then it's just not going to be good. I am sorry. I don't know why. Okay, well, I'm not sure why I cannot chat. I'm scared to refresh the screen. Let me see if I can ask the internet. If you have a question, if you have my number, just text me, or you can ask me in Facebook Messenger or Instagram. I'll just leave my phone on. I'm trying to get help from the internet. Sorry. No, I don't want that. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. And I have good internet connection. Try refreshing. I'm gonna try to refresh. Let me see. Okay, I don't know what happened. It's not, the live chat is not working. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and start. You can. Stream settings. Something always has to come on and wrong. No. Okay, well, that's okay. We're gonna pivot. So again, I'm sorry. I don't know. It just is not loading for me. Okay, so anyway, so let's begin. So thank you for being here. And if you are not able to make it on this live, that's totally fine. At some point, it is going to load to my YouTube channel and it's going to stay there and it will live there. Let me see if somebody's texting me to help me. Okay, so here we go. So I'm Christina. I am a registered nurse and nutritional therapy practitioner. I've been a nurse for almost 20 years, which is so insane. And I've been a nutritional therapy practitioner for a couple of years now. I have my own practice called Cheers to Health, where my main focus is really helping people with nutrition, lifestyle supplementation, stress management, all that good stuff. And that is, it's my ministry, it's my vision, and I love doing educational things such as this because there's just a lot of information out there that is not provided to you as a patient, as a client, or just as people in general. So this is where kind of I come in and just kind of bridge that gap. And I do have a presentation for you. I think my dog is going to come inside. So let me share my screen. Give me 1 second. Alrighty, and I'm going to share here. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. So, oh wait. Let me go to the beginning. Okay, so supplements, you guys. Supplements. What do we buy? As I said, I already introduced myself. I do have a bachelor's degree in nursing as well. So this is a very popular thing because we all have supplements in our home. That is just a given. And we have supplements for omega fatty acids, for multivitamin, for inflammation, to help us sleep, for going to the bathroom, you name it, everybody part basically has a supplement. But okay, like what's good, what's not good? We're going to talk about that. So, as I said, I am a registered nurse. I used to buy Nature's Bounty, which is just a generalized supplement. I used to buy general supplements. I really did not pay attention to what I was buying. I was like, oh, like this looks good. And I bought it. Remember, just like, you know, if you guys tuned into last month's masterclass, it was about house cleaners and the marketing is really good. And again, I didn't know the ingredient supplements. I didn't know how important they were, and I didn't pay attention to what was going on. So who's with me? I know everybody out there just doesn't look at the ingredients and you're going to buy what's on sale, and trust me, I understand because I used to be in the same situation. And even as a nurse, I will say this, like we know a lot about the body and we're going to tell people, yeah, like just take an omega. You know, I would say that, but I didn't know what I know now. And that's why I'm doing something like this, because I wouldn't say just take a Nature's Bounty, just take, you know, your generic Kirkland's omega in it, because again, you don't know the ingredients in there. So that's just something like really important. Just like you're not just going to go buy some random snack, or at least you hope not. You always want to pay attention to the ingredients. And the same thing goes for your supplements. So just a little bit of fun facts about supplements. Supplements, it is a very, very, very lucrative market out there. I mean, talking a multi-billion, maybe even $1 trillion in supplements. Nearly 60% of the adult population in the United States over the age of 20 is using a dietary supplement, according to the CDC. And that is a fact. Again, you and somebody else that you know, they are taking supplements. The most common type of supplements that are being used are multivitamin, multi-mineral formulas. Vitamin D is a huge one. Everybody's on a vitamin D kick. and omega-3 fatty acids, according to the Nutritional Therapy Association. And oftentimes I have seen this, people are on more than 15 supplements. And that is pretty alarming. Some other practitioner in a group I was, she had posted that somebody was on 50 supplements, which is absolutely insane. I do not I do not do that for any of my clients. I wouldn't tell you guys to do that. Like, that is just ludicrous to me. There's certain things that have to be in place for you to even go on supplements. So, and again, people think that taking a ton of supplements replaces their diet. That is another really big thing. Oh, I'm just going to out supplement my nutrition. And like I said, that is not the case. Supplement means in addition to, we're not replacing, and nor can we replace foods, right? So that's just a really big thing to consider. People, just like the people like, oh, well, I'm just going to eat like whatever I want and then I'll go work out. That's not how that works. And that's not how it works when it comes to supplementation. So these are some facts that are a little bit scary. That's why you guys have to be very careful when it comes to supplements. So the FDA, Federal Drug Administration, they do not approve labels before they're being sold to you and to me. So the ultimate responsibility does come from the manufacturer. The manufacturer does need to do their due diligence and make sure that they have good products in their good products, a good way of sourcing the supplements, a good way of making the supplements, putting in fillers and such things. But unfortunately, not every manufacturer does the same thing. So inspection, the FDA does not have to inspect manufacturing facilities. Again, they are putting all of the responsibility on manufacturing companies to, again, make sure that their product is what it says it is. Third party, it's important to ensure your supplements are third party tested from an outside source that has outside eyes. That way, it is not a biased review. Again, companies are not required to have all their batches tested. They're just not. So there are some supplement companies that you can go to their website and they will tell you, okay, this batch was tested for blah, blah, blah. And they will tell you it's third party tested. So just a couple of notes I wanted to read to you guys. And again, I don't want this information to be like super overwhelming. I'm not going to get scientific here with you guys because that's not my intention at all. But the basic thing, like, you want it to be NSF, USP, GMP, which is good manufacturing practices. So usually on the website, it will say that they are third party tested. So that is a nice thing that companies will, again, do that. Again, this is very important, especially when you are spending money, because I know that supplements are not cheap and they can be expensive. But like I said, if you're buying, I mean, you would just have to think of like things grand scale. I sure as heck wouldn't want to spend money on something that is not being inspected. I'm not sure kind of what their practices are. So again, if you're consuming this product, and especially for your kids, you want to make sure that you're taking that extra step to ensure that the products are safe, the ingredients are safe, and that it's actually going to do what it says it's going to do. So supplement labels, they can be very tricky to read. So for example, you're going to have your supplement label and it's going to have the active ingredients like vitamin D, and then it'll tell you the percentage value on it. So if you have supplement bottle at home, you can pick it up and just take a look at it. So that is considered dietary listed under the supplement facts. Then if you go to the bottom, it'll say inactive or other ingredients. That's going to include fillers, it's going to include colors and preservatives. Now, the number 3 is your date. So the FDA has no requirement for an expiration date on supplement labels. So again, making sure that this company is doing their due diligence, because oftentimes, vitamins, they can lose potency over a long time. And also it depends, where are they getting their products from? Let's say it's a fruit or an herb or botanical. Is that botanical growing where it's supposed to grow? Is this fruit in peak season? So all those things are really important, because if not, you're just going to be consuming dead vitamins and things that are not going to be beneficial for you. So that's again another big thing that you do want to pay attention for. I already talked about that. And so there are ingredients that we basically want to stay away from. A very common one is cellulose. That is from the fiber of a plant cell wall. There's other types of celluloses. You want to avoid celluloses that have longer names, because that is just not really good for the body. So cellulose or microcrystalline is very common. I have seen that is okay, and that is a way better option. You're gonna see gums. Okay, like what is a gum? Gums, think of like chewing gum, is very sticky, so that is going to hold the ingredients together. So acacia gum, that's okay. You just really want to make sure you're avoiding artificial colors. If you have been with me for a while, or even if you've not, I mean, artificial colors have absolutely no benefit to our health whatsoever, and they definitely don't belong in supplements. So if you have a kid that has ADD, autism, Red 40 is in a lot of supplements, especially marketed to kids. So you want to be careful and just not buy that. Although it's cheap, it's really not going to benefit your child when it has that inactive ingredient in that supplement. So that's very important to know. Another important one is titanium dioxide. So if you guys have been up to date with ingredients, what is banned in Europe, what is allowed in the States, there is a very long list of ingredients that are banned in Europe but are still allowed in the United States. One of those is titanium dioxide. So you definitely want to avoid that. It makes powders white and shiny. So please, if you have a supplement, I would encourage to put that aside and find a better alternative. Silicon dioxide is most likely processed. You can ask if nanoparticles are present. That's another one. Potassium sorbate is a preservative. Think if a supplement has a preservative, they're wanting to keep it preserved for a long time. I want my stuff to expire just like your food. You do want it to mold at some point, not stay good for like 2 months or even longer, especially when it comes to supplements. Carrageenan, I do talk about this a lot. It is an ingredient that in food and makes things like gummy supplements the same thing. It adds like a nice creamy texture that has been known to cause a lot of gut issues and irritability, possibly linked to stomach cancers. If you have active gut dysfunction, I would highly encourage to avoid any supplement that has carrageenan, just for gut health purposes. The same thing with foods. Carrageenan, lecithin is another one. It is an emulsifier. It helps to mix oil and water together. So you just want to avoid the soy one. Soy is a crop that gets a lot of pesticides. Most of them are genetically modified. So you want to find non-GMO, so non-genetically modified organisms or soy. I already touched on artificial colors as well. So that is very important to stay away from. Again, I already touched on all this. I can't stress again how important this is. My husband had some as a Nature's Bounty zinc, and I forgot the other one. It's behind me, and they both had soybean oil. I know one of them did for sure. So soybean oil is an inflammatory oil. So if we are trying to help the body, how are we supposed to help the body if now we're giving this inflammatory oil? You know what I mean? So it just can't do both. Then he had another one of it was a gummy, I think it was like elderberry. So even with gummies, so gummies are a very popular because they're very easy to chew. But also gummies too at the same time. You want to make sure a supplement is bioavailable. What that board means is that supplement is ready to be absorbed in your body readily. A gummy is a bit harder because you have to chew it, it's thick, and oftentimes they have to put a lot of sweeteners. So a lot of them are very sugary because since you're chewing it, it's again, it has to be palatable. They're not going to give you like a nasty gummy because nobody would buy it. So while it's easier for kids to consume, I know a lot of adults who don't like to swallow tablets or capsules, they do opt for that. Again, you got to pay attention to the ingredients. If there's a lot of sugar, dextrose, maltodextrin, or aspartame or artificial colors, um, I wouldn't recommend something like that. And again, there's all of that to pay attention to, especially again, if you're buying a supplement for like a specific reason. Um, so mass production. So if you think about it, there's millions of people that shop at Walmart every single day, thousands of people in the local Walmart. So if you look at all the supplements that are sold there, do you really think that that company is focusing on quality? If you answered no, good job. They are not focusing on quality because they have a job to do. What is their job? Their job is to make money. Again, their job is to make money. That is why, you have Doritos packaging so many Doritos, and you have all these like cheaper version supplements just need to mass produce. Like, look at Costco. Costco is a massive warehouse, and Kirkland's has their own brand of supplements. So, again, I would not recommend buying supplements from Costco. I was auditing some supplements for a family member, and I had to tell them to get rid of them. So, because one of them had carrageenan, and it was actually a vitamin D3 and K2. And I explained what carrageenan does. And I'm like, you have to get rid of this. I will find something better for you. Another one had red 40. Polysorbate is another supplement that I do not recommend. Um, and yeah, also on the supplement bottle, there's like a little pamphlet on the back. Now, if you lift it up, you're able to lift it up and see the active ingredients. I would recommend you do that. So if you pick up your supplement bottle, you have the front. Use not all supplements, but some supplements will have it. Like I think aspirin has it on there, where you lift up the little sticky thing and it'll tell you the rest of the inactive ingredients in there. You'll be surprised. So please do that. Check your supplements, do an audit of what's in your home, of like even your dog, your pet supplements. I know we all love our dogs and our furry animals so much. But it's really important to pay attention to that stuff because we're more so people just look at the active ingredients, but the inactive ingredients is also inside that product. Um, so please avoid buying your supplements that are sold at TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Ross. You just don't know where they're coming from. Again, I had a friend reach out to me and she's like, oh, I bought this at TJ Maxx. And I'm like, what's the name of the company? I'll look them up. And I couldn't find the product she was looking for on their website. So I'm like, girl, you just don't take it. It was $10. And I'm like, do you really think it's going to be a quality supplement? Most likely no. So again, I love I love TJ Maxx and I love Marshalls for all the things besides the supplements. The same thing with Amazon. You just want to be very careful with Amazon because there has been a lot of reports of products not actually being the supplement itself. And again, that is a red flag. You want to be very careful. So if you think about it like this, like mass production, like something like that, like Costco, Walmart, BJ's, Sam's, it's going to equal poor quality because at the end of the day, these businesses need to make money. They need to make money to live, to sustain their brand, which I understand, but it shouldn't cost you. It shouldn't cost you. You shouldn't have to question where your supplements are coming from. And literally at the end of the day, you do get what you pay for. So just be very careful with that. So another few things that I did want to touch on that I think are really important. I did touch on gummies. Again, they're not super loaded with nutrients. Again, so be careful if you have kids. You can teach kids to swallow capsules that are very smooth. That is possible. And there's just like certain ways that you want to take supplements. If if you're taking like a fatty acid, a fat soluble vitamin like A, D, E, and K, you do want to take it with a meal because that's just really going to help you swallow the pill, and it's also just going to help with absorption as well. And to make note, I know a lot of people, the most consumed supplements are magnesium and calcium. People are on mag citrate, magnesium glycinate, they're on calcium for their bones. Again, it all goes back to sourcing. Where is your stuff coming from? And I know there's different types of calciums, there's different types of magnesiums. So, a little bit of a breakdown: calcium carbonate is least expensive, it's least absorbed, and you might be constipated if you take it. So, a good calcium is calcium citrate, calcium lactate, calcium gluconate are well absorbed. Calcium malate is absorbed too. Um, Iron, a lot of people are on iron supplements. Those can cause constipation, so be careful with that. And also, fatty acids are like the third most bought supplement too. We do take fatty acids, and I will be sharing with you guys what I do take, because that is, again, I'm very particular what I take, what I don't take, because it is important for that to happen. And there's also side effects that can happen. So, again, you want to be careful, especially if you are on prescription medications. I do want to highlight that everything I'm saying is just for educational purposes only. I don't know your health history. I don't know what you're on, but you do want to separate them from your prescription medications, depending, if you're like on an herb, you just want to make sure, like, separate them by like an hour and a half is good practice, just to make sure there's no sort of interaction. And a lot of times people just get really gung-ho on supplements and they just may not feel good. Zinc is one that you do not want to take on an empty stomach. You are definitely going to feel nauseous if you do take it without food. That has happened to me. So again, just be very careful about what and when you take things. So for example, if you're taking a thyroid supplement, adrenal gland supplement, any B vitamins, those supplements usually want to take in the morning because they're stimulating, right? Because our thyroid helps with metabolism, our adrenals help with energy during the day. So we want to take that during the daytime. I would say definitely between like the morning and lunch, maybe like 12 o'clock your cutoff. I know I accidentally took my thyroid supplement, I think in the later afternoon, and I could not go to sleep. And I'm like, I am never doing this again. The other big thing is that doctors just don't know enough about supplements. So when you go to your doctor and you're going to ask them, oh, what supplement should I take? And they're going to tell you, oh yeah, take this brand. It's good. It's good. They just don't have the education on ingredients and companies and such things. And no fault of their own, they're just not taught this information. A lot of times people will buy supplements they saw it on an ad. An influencer is recommending them. Even if I am recommending, which I'm going to tell you guys what brands I like to take, don't take my word for it. I mean, you can, if you trust me, great, but I still encourage you to go to the website, look at the about section, look at their values, and learn that way. Because now on social media, there's a lot of popular influencers. You guys, influencers, they get paid. Like, that is their job. Their job is to sell you. Like, oh my gosh, like, I'm drinking from my Stanley cup, and it is the best cup I've ever had because look, it doesn't leak, and look, it doesn't do this. So of course we're gonna buy it, right? That's human behavior. There's nothing wrong with that. Like this is a cup, but if I'm talking about a product like Bloom, I'm not the biggest fan of. I think they use natural flavors, and I forgot what else in there. I was like, well, let me try their products because again, their marketing is cute. But once I picked up, I'm smarter than, and I want you guys to be smarter than the marketing. Be smarter than the marketing. Like that is what I want. That is my hope for you. Always look at the back. Always, 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 always. So really just again, touching on physicians, they are not going to sit down with you in detail and they're not going to tell you if you're trying to conceive what you should take. They're just not. They're going to tell you, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, take this. That's okay. No, it's not okay, especially if you're trying to conceive. Like you want to make sure you're getting the best, you're getting what's bioavailable, meaning that your body can absorb. So again, just be very careful and you definitely want to reach out to somebody who knows what they're talking about. Supplements also, you want to rotate supplements, especially probiotics. You want to rotate about every 3 months because our gut needs different bacteria. The same thing with like any like ashwagandha or adaptogens, adrenal glands. You want to rotate because our body can become a bit dependent and it can just lose its potency. So again, just making sure like, hey, take a break and try another one, and obviously supporting your body with the foundations of health, right? I take supplements, but I make sure that my nutrition is as best as it can be. I make sure I'm hydrating well. I'm making sure I'm going to the bathroom, that I am moving my body. So there again, like we can't just think that they're like these magic pills because it was like, oh, but what about the supplement? Like, whoa. Like, even with my private clients, I want them to, we establish a foundation of health first. Like, hey, I just need you to chew your food because you don't do that. And then your stomach is now just going to be super uncomfortable. So then if you take a supplement and your digestion is not optimal or where it could be better, then your supplement is going to have a harder time breaking down in your body. So again, please keep that in mind. We kind of discussed, like if you're going to take B vitamins is another one that you want to take in the morning because those are stimulating and good for energy. Do not take that at night. Magnesium you can take in the evening. That is more like soothing for you. And supplements for kids are good. Again, just be careful. Just make sure that you're not just buying like Flintstone gummies. Please, if you know somebody with that, just have them throw it away in the garbage can. They don't belong in there. Um, so I am so sorry that I don't have my live Q&A feature. I'm just gonna check my phone. I'm so sorry. Okay, good. I didn't get any text messages. So companies that I absolutely love, one company is called Body Bio. Their supplements are fantastic. It is all the supplements that I am suggesting or recommend, more so recommendations for you guys to look up, are made in the United States. They are smaller companies, so you probably haven't heard of them. And I'll see if I can put the links in the chat. So if you go to Body Bio, they have really good supplements like minerals. I love their minerals. They're wonderful. If you use code Cheers to Health, you'll get a discount. Another one, Just Ingredients. She has protein powders and electrolytes. She also makes supplements with a holistic doctor named Dr. Red. They're awesome. Again, you can use code Cheers to Health. Another one is Wild Holistic. They do a bunch of tinctures. They're wonderful. We have their like, and it's kind of like a Tylenol anti-inflammatory sort of one. But they make some for colds. They make what's another one I have? They make a minerals one. So they're wonderful. And then another one is called Earthly. So EARTHLEY. I think Cheers to Health, that could work there too, but they do for adult and they do for kids. And if you go to their website, let me find it. If you go to their website, you can see that they will show you, pretty sure. Let me retract my statement real quick. But they're wonderful. It is a mom, it's a small company. But it's nice because, again, with kids, it's hard for them to swallow pills. Again, I don't encourage gummies too much just because of they are difficult to get like those actual nutrients in there. Hold on a second. And you can use them like little babies, which is really nice. I'm going to share my screen so that way you guys can see their website. Hold on. And I just clicked on some random supplement. So, but again, they're really good. So this is their website. It's earthly.com. And if you keep scrolling down, so like why you love it, what's inside, it breaks down all that for you. Ingredients, third-party tested for heavy metals to ensure safety. So that is, again, really good. If you want to know, so like added natural flavors. So they're going to tell you that. So they're going to answer any questions to alleviate you, especially if it is for your sweet babies. So like this one's nice. It's safe for, 6 months. So this company is a really good company to use as well. So definitely keep that in your back pocket. But those are some of the ones that I love to do. Let's see. There's a online dispensary called Full Script that a practitioner like myself utilizes. So the general public needs a practitioner. So if you're wanting, further supplement support, and if you are looking for like, hey, Christina, what would you recommend? I am more than happy to do that for you guys. You would just have to create an account and then you get a little bit of a discount, which is really nice. And a lot of the supplement companies on Full Script are third-party tested. Like it's not like Nature's Bounty is there and whatever else generic supplements. They are very good companies and very good brands that are on there. So that's another one that I utilize for my clients and for my friends if they want to. And as always, you guys can reach out to me at any point if you have any questions about anything. So this is my last slide. So thank you for being here. Again, cheers to health. We are here. I'm here to answer any questions you guys have. There's my phone number. I'm very active on Instagram. That is my handle. You can give me a follow there. You can email me again if you have any questions about anything supplement related. Again, I am more than happy to answer it for you. I don't want this to be confusing, just like grocery shopping is confusing. I get it. I have been there. Hello. But what I know now, so that's why I'm sharing all this information with you guys, just to make things easier, and because I know you guys care about your health. I know you guys want the best for your health, and go do an audit of your supplements, and you can message me, and I'm happy to go through it with you. I do it with people all the time. And my next masterclass. So I've said I'm hosting a free masterclass every single month for the rest of the year. And my next one is finding your voice at the pediatrician's office. How do you navigate going to the doctor? What do you say? What do you do? I could probably dabble in, going to the adult world as well. It's tricky, but doable. And you gotta use your voice that the good Lord gave you. And if you guys are interested in, like, how do you work with me? I do take clients one-on-one. I absolutely love my practice. Just feel free to reach out. We can just have a conversation. Again, sorry about the dang chat I will see if I can put those links for those companies here. That way you guys can have it. All right. Thank you for being here. Until the next time.